Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Foodie Frequency. I'm Ruth Redgate from Hunny Cottage Bakery, and
Liam Dillon from the boat.
we're halfway through the renovations, aren't we now?
No, we are. Yes, no. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are when this goes out.
Yes, we are. And it's going so well.
No, it's not.
It should be going smoothly.
Yeah.
Well,
Is everything lined up ready?
yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's just, I haven't gone to a main contractor, essentially.
Okay.
So it's not just like, there's the money.
You do it.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is, I just didn't do it for some reason.
You're project managing it yourself, which means you're having to make sure the decorator, the flooring, the sparky, the plumber are all lined up to come in at the right time.
Yeah.
And hoping that there is not a delay on something that then knocks everybody else out and they go, I can't do it because I've now got another job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the flooring.
Like the flooring. I'm not going to talk about the flooring. School. Not how were you at school? Were you a good boy or a bad boy? Why I went down that route, I do not know.
I don't know.
Were you supported at school in your career choice to go into catering and cooking and everything?
I'd say yes, because I was supporting whatever avenue I wanted to go down. So I went to King Eddie's.
Yeah.
King Ed was in Lichfield. I went to Christchurch as my primary school. And then King Edward's, my sister went to Friary. It was great schools in Lichfield. I think I didn't know I wanted to be a chef when I left school. So I was work experience, went down to a local restaurant as a pot washer. Still, I just did that because I was very mediocre at school.
Right, okay.
Straight C's at GCSE.
Yep.
I only tried where I needed to.
Yes.
I think I got an E. I got a D. Really, no, I got a D in RE, religious studies, if it's still called that now.
No, it's not. Oh, my kids did it. What's it called now? Might even be called citizenship now.
Oh, right. But the only reason I got a D is because the floppy disk that was in my blazer bent on the day of submission. So I was fuming about that.
Oh no!
Yeah, because I thought I could get an easy B there. I couldn't. So straight C's and a 1D.
Ah.
I was playing football or something. It stamped on my blazer and nightmare.
Sorry, why were you using a floppy disk for a submission for RE?
What else are you going to use?
I don't remind you, I actually refused to do, because in my day it was O-level, so I refused to do my O-level RE. I said, I'm doing CSE, or that's it, or you don't enter me at all.
Oh, right.
Or at a Catholic school, they're like, you should be doing the O-level. It's like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Oh, right.
And I think even when they entered me in for the CSE, I just wrote my name, and that's all I did, because you had to sit the exam.
Yeah.
I literally wrote my name, I'm not interested. So even more of a rebel than you.
Yeah, bloody hell.
And got maths and classified twice.
I was a good boy in that case then.
I don't remember us having to do submission, but I know the exams changed.
I think it's a coursework on the floppy disk. It's a 2-part thing, an exam or it was all coursework. That's probably what it was. I think that one may have been all coursework, like the design and stuff.
Yes.
It's all coursework based. Floppy disk, and I just didn't submit. I had to redo it. I just couldn't bothered.
Yeah.
So got a D. Where was I? But yeah, as far as I think I'll just be a pot wash then. I'll just go to the local restaurant and be pot washed for my work experience. I started, and I don't think the careers was as helpful as it could have been, but I think that's mainly to blame to the children.
Yes.
Because it's such a difficult question when you're at school to say, what do you want to do for the rest of your life?
I don't think anybody really knows, do they?
It's difficult. So I was like, well, and you get this standard, do you like working outside? Do you like working indoors?
On your own?
Yeah.
A team of people?
Do you want to work on a computer?
Yeah.
Do you want to? I was like, well, no. Yeah, no. Outside sounds nice. But when
It's
it
almost
rains,
like those multiple choice questions,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's how it kind of felt, if
Yeah.
I can remember correctly. And so I took that and I stayed on for sixth form at school, and then there's another kind of round of careers stuff, and I decided to want to go into the Marines or the RAF as a pilot.
Okay.
My dad's a flies,
Yeah.
he's got his licence. So I thought, I could go up with him and I can get head start, essentially. And so, I went down that sort of route, went to kind of a couple of meets and marine-based stuff. And I think I was just craving that team spirit. I wanted to be included. I think at school, got bullied a bit. I wasn't massively bullied. I was just didn't really fit in. Or didn't feel like I fit in. Didn't have many mates. And then sixth form came around and all the people that I did knock about with had all gone, left school. So I was a bit of an outsider, really. So I wanted to be included. I wanted to work as a team.
So the forces were a natural choice.
It was a natural pull, really. So I went to these meeting camps and stuff, and went home with fistfuls of flyers and them saying you'd be a great candidate and all this sort of stuff. And then I got home, my parents were like, "Are you sure it's what you want to do? Do you want to look at something else first? You can, because for me, I'm very headstrong. If I want to do something, I'm doing it."
Yeah.
So they said, if there's anything else you want to do, have a think, try it now before you make this decision, because it's a big decision. I think the war in Afghanistan was kicking off at the time. Who knows? And I went to an open day at College of Food, and that's what love it. Part of a team, I'm included. I can work really hard for this team.
Yeah.
And that was that. But when I had the boat, I looked back at that time at school and thought, I need staff. There's a load of kids at school that don't know what they want to do. I'd like to open the door for any of them and all of them to come and paid work. So I said to the careers at King Edward's, I'll pay them for their work experience time.
Okay.
They can stay on, still getting paid.
Yeah.
And whether they want to be in an industry or not, they've had an insight into it.
Yes.
They've got paid, and I write them a reference for their UCAS,
Yeah.
whatever. What legs that would give them, I don't know. But you need, I think, universities now looking for people that have done something else. You're not just really smart. You've got a personality. You've got some confidence. You've got something about you. So I thought that all, tied in quite nicely. We had a number of students do that, and it kind of fizzled out because I didn't keep it up going to school and stuff, and I got really busy. But I think it was important for people not going into the industry to understand the industry, and the best time to do that is when they want a bit of pocket money.
Yes.
You don't get people in restaurants out clicking for waiting staff. Well, you probably haven't pot washed when you were a kid, or you haven't, run plates, or you haven't, So I was just trying to get that understanding through kids that are coming through in Lichfield, what it's like to be in hospitality.
Would that be something you'd look to start again?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'd love to do it again, because the change from the kids coming in to when they left, and it's probably a 1-2 year period of time.
Yeah.
The confidence, the attitude changed, and I'd loved seeing that change.
Yeah, the growth in them, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's one girl now was with me for a bit, and then she moved to the Fig and Olive because she wanted more hours. I couldn't give the hours she wanted. But she was brilliant, from being really timid to confident and going to get another role somewhere else. And that might lead to staying into hospitality and going somewhere else. I think it's great. Whether it's fine dining, casual, events, it doesn't have to be. Hospitality is just a broad.
But you're right. I mean, seeing people grow, and I enjoyed that when I was a scout leader. You see them coming at the beginning of scouts at where are we? 10 and a half, 11, and see the changes as they've gone into high school and everything like that. When they go out to scouts, and the difference in them is unbelievable. And to say I played a part in that is a real morale boost for yourself as well, isn't it? Yeah,
it's I feel I take a lot of pressure, the fact that I have people's careers in my hands almost, because more so, of course, the full-time members of staff, because they're coming to work with me and work with a team, and I have to make sure they're learning what they need to learn at their stage to move on, or if they stay with me, fine, you just develop them as a cook or as front of house, and that's a big responsibility. But it's easier with the part-time members of staff because they come in, they do the job, they achieve, and their confidence grows, and that's nice to see that, because they're in better stead wherever they go. Whether it's into uni or into a job, or you just feel like they've had conversations with strangers day in, day out, which is hard, daunting.
For a teenager to speak to people like that. I mean, the kids used to come and help me on the market stalls, and they wouldn't serve anybody if I was there, but I'd go off to the toilet other storeholders would keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
And they would step up then and they would talk to the customers.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryn's got the gift of the gab. He could sell oil to Arabs at the moment. That might be quite useful, actually.
I think I could, to be honest, in a minute.
And Caitlin would engage, but I mean, I would definitely say her confidence grew working in front of house upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different person when she was coming home from there.
It's great.
Because the interaction with different people, different backgrounds, and they've got to adapt and they've got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you phone into deep end in some ways, and that's a good thing. And, you know, the more you educate people about the hospitality and the not problems, but the struggles, you know, the nicer the general public are coming into the restaurant, and then there's less to be worried about. Because they're coming for a nice time. They're already ready to have a nice time. You're just facilitating it, and, you know. So, I'd love to pick up that again with the school, any schools in Lichfield, to be honest. And it worked because they were getting something from this time. Yeah. They weren't just being like, I'm just going to go on. I think my mate went to work for half price when he was a kid. And he was just, you know, it wasn't anything he was interested in doing. But Simon had said, we'll take on students, which is great. But it's almost like a tick box. Yeah, that kid's gone and done the work experience. Well, it's not really.
We had somebody a few weeks ago in the studio, a lad called Seb. And it was quite funny. So I'd literally just made the cup of tea when he turned up.
Yeah.
I could have kept that. He could have made the tea.
Yeah.
And Scott and I were actually joking that when we did our work experience, you made the tea, you did the photocopying, and that's all you did if you went into an office type environment.
Yeah.
But Seb went on the radio on day one. He was on the radio every day. He was doing a little bit of editing. He was reposting stuff on social media, all the little jobs we could give him. And then on his very, very last day, he actually he pressed the button to disconnect the live show.
Yeah.
It just felt appropriate. That was his last one. Here's your last job. You're pressing the button to stop the live. But we never got that when we went to work experience at all. What was your food tech?
It's a proper insight, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You need to get properly involved with doing something.
Yeah.
Even if it's not what you want to do as your career.
If it rules that career out, brilliant.
It's worked the same way.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe I should have done that when I started pot washing. Don't want to do this.
Do you remember what the food tech was like when you were at school?
Terrible.
In what sense?
Terrible. I was in another chef's class who's got a Michelin star in Denmark, Paul Prophet. He used to, I think he was the first, let me get this right. I think he was the first chef to get 3 rosettes in Staffordshire. He got that at Swinfin Hall.
Okay, yeah.
Good lad, great chef. I was with him in food tech at King Edward's.
Really?
Yeah, and but that food tech only where it was GCSE.
Yes.
And there was nothing above that, and I don't know if I would have done it as an A level because I didn't. I don't know if it was on the table or not to take. I did business, design. I had a really spread, so the biology, design and business I did as A-level.
Covering.
I just didn't, you can tell by those courses, I've got no idea
what you wanted to do, but that might be useful if I go down that route.
Well, yeah, I think
that's going to be useful.
I was very interested in business, to be honest. I loved the workings of business, and it's put me in no stead for opening a restaurant, but it you
it must
kind
have done.
started to understand and you know what was going on, you know. But the only reason I say that food tech was terrible is just because the facilities they had, and there's less and less investment in food tech areas in schools because how unpopular it is. Yeah. I only imagine.
Yeah.
It's just not getting the pull that it should, and it starts at the top if the government are just hounding hospitality industries and people like myself in hospitality are saying, this is terrible, this is not right.
Yeah.
It's only going to feed down and nobody's going to want to join.
I also think, I know when my kids were at Rawlet, they'd got split food tech lessons.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually book in to see the teacher at parents' evening, but she was free. Mm-hmm. I think I was with Caitlin at the time. She went, don't you dare. Don't you? And I went and had a word with her. Mm. And she said, well, we don't have the time. We can't do this. We can't do that. I can't remember what they just cooked, but I said, right, you could have prepared the fresh pasta yesterday. You could have taught them how to do the fresh pasta, relax it. They were back in the following morning. It wasn't as if it was 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could have made the ragu there and then they were making the pasta. So you could have made a proper fresh dish instead of them bringing in dried pasta. And she just looked at me and thinking, yeah, very simple to do and very, very easy to do. If scouts can do that in a cooking competition in the middle of a field on a gas stove, you can do it in a classroom one bit the day before. And it literally was the last lesson.
Mm-hmm.
The next lesson was the next day. They just didn't think outside the box. It was almost as though that teacher was going through the motions as well.
Yeah.
But the look on her face, and I got Kate to go, no, Mum, don't. I'm going, yeah, I'm going to, I'm sorry. They need to be told. There are parents out there who understand it can be done.
I think it's even if it's not their career choice, it should be elevated because you're looking after yourself. Yeah. Simple as that. You want to know where things come from. And I'm really excited for when the little ones are around because I can say, look, they're the pigs.
Yes.
They're the eggs from chickens.
Yeah.
We're going to have to... I did it with my nephew. He come up to collect some eggs and stuff. And I was like, that's where your sausages come from.
Yeah.
My sister's like, don't let him. I was like,
they've got to know. I mean, whatever choice they then make going further down the line with what they eat, at least it's an informed choice.
Yeah.
And I think one of my friends, they were coming around for dinner one day and it was like, please tell us we're not having lamb. Why? It's like, oh, Kieran's just seen a sheep.
Well, they're cute.
Yeah, and he just went, bar lamb. And he went, yeah, we're probably having that, Auntie Ruth. But no, we're not having lamb. And she went, we are, aren't we? I went, yes, we are. But we can fudge this. We can work around it and stuff like that. And we did. And I think he only did it for about a couple of months. Then he was fine. He was back on lamb. But that was his initial choice. And I think as long as people do know it's in the field, this happens, it ends up on your plate, etc. And we've discussed before about them being treated humanely, sustainable and stuff like that. Is it ever too late to learn how to cook?
That's Mum.
Kathy, that wasn't aimed at you. That was actually from, who was that? Who asked that? Oh my giddy aunt, who asked that? But definitely wasn't your mum.
It's a text message, it wouldn't be Mum, no.
No, it's not Mum. I can't remember who asked that.
It's all right.
I think it was Hannah, actually. Oh, no, it might have been Sarah or Hannah asked that one. Definitely wasn't Kathy.
Look, it depends what you want to achieve with it, like initially, no, cook whenever.
Yes.
I still need to learn. There's a lot of things I would still want to learn because you're so tunnel visioned on fine dining. And also 9 years ago, my learning stopped massively because I'm not learning from anybody.
Yes.
I'm now mentoring my guys. So when they come in and they want to, and I push them, well, when I can and when we can, to come up with a dish when they want to, come up with a dish and ideas, what you've seen. And they go, oh yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah, it's a good idea. Because you know the bones of it.
Yes.
It's just like the way it's its presentation or an ingredient that you haven't really thought would necessarily go and it does, or so my appetite for learning is still there, and it's, you say there's some questions that will catch me out because I've been head down developing the business and getting the business to where I want it to be, and not still cooking away every day in day out, learning new cuisine and styles and different things coming around. So you say learn to cook, depends on what level you want to get to. Is it the dream to be able to knock up a couple of courses, fine dining style? Then you got to set those parameters and
that
go
takes
for
practice as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But just basic, no, I don't think it is too late for anybody.
No, never. No. And if it's just to push yourself to eat better, it depends what level you're looking at. But no, not And best thing to do, don't just pick up a book. Just go and come and see us if you want to come and see us in the kitchen and spend a day with us, and we'll show you the basics and what we're doing and stuff. Anyone's more than welcome to come and see.
Oh wow, okay,
what we do. I've had a couple of people that have eaten and say, I'd love to come and do a day in the kitchen. So, come on in.
Fantastic.
It's not as it's hard work, but it's not as scary, as daunting as people think. We're all, Yeah.
And I got that when we sat there at the chef's table. I've mentioned before, it was lovely and calm.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I know beforehand there's an awful lot of prep that's gone into it and stuff like that. But it struck me that it was still going to be calm then. We've seen the videos of you having the cucumber peel off and stuff like that. And it's a way of getting the prep done.
Yeah.
But it's a nice challenge. It gets them involved. So it does strike me as a very, very friendly, place to work, an environment.
Yeah.
But I also realise because there are hot temperatures in there, people are going to get flustered. Tempers are going to fly occasionally. And that's the nature of, I think, any teamwork as well. Somebody will come in a bad mood for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Somebody will say the wrong thing to them and bang.
Yeah,
You can change the atmosphere.
It's, you talk about learning, and my learning as a manager is very young, and I have to be a manager now, and I didn't think I'd have to be, but I do have to be. And you're managing characters.
Yes.
And what triggers different people, and steering clear of what makes them uncomfortable, and getting the best out of somebody without always just shouting at somebody. Don't get me wrong, someone is to be shouted at, they get shouted at, but only if I know that's what's going to drive them. There's some people you wouldn't raise your voice to in the kitchen, because that's not how they learn. You know, I used to get shouted at. I used to get shouted at a lot, and it was fine, and I enjoyed it, because that was how I was motivated. I was embarrassed in front of my peers, and I didn't want to make the mistake again.
Yes.
So I'd be better, and that's how I kind of moved around kitchens.
And that's something that can't be taught. You cannot do a course on that. You can't do a degree. Well, you can, but I think that sort of management only comes from the experience of being the manager.
I think, and having those people around you. I'm lucky. The guys in the kitchen are fantastic. We've got a brilliant team. We don't shout at each other often. Sometimes things do happen. You know, the guys wouldn't be with me now if the way I manage wasn't right.
Yes.
Simple as that. And there's lots of talk in the media at the moment about famous chefs and how they've in the past been too hard on members of staff. Essentially, controversial now, if people didn't like it in that kitchen, they should have left.
Yes.
Because that's how he wanted to manage people. If it wasn't right, then he would have nobody to manage.
Yeah.
So he must be doing something right.
Yes.
So I always got told this when I was in a kitchen in London as well. The doors aren't locked. If you want to leave, leave.
Yeah.
You know? But it's how we do it here. And I love that.
Yeah.
Because
you said
you
knew what
yourself.
and you knew the boundaries as well.
Absolutely, yeah. You weren't being locked away anywhere. You weren't being held to ransom. You were getting paid to do a very high-pressured role. Yeah. If you didn't like it, go.
Move on.
Yeah, go. The doors aren't locked. That's kept. People said that quote was banded around the kitchen all the time.
Yeah.
Doors aren't locked. Yeah. But we want to succeed and push and be one of the best in London. And you kind of sign up to it.
Yeah.
But that's not me saying that I agree with shouting, screaming, making
not
people feel bad. No. And where we are now is a very different beast. And what I'm trying to create is very different. And you know that because what people are saying about how quiet it is, and you know, it's a good team, good environment. We all go out for drinks and food together.
And that's always a good demonstration of how a team's working, if they're socialised together.
They're always bloody playing golf. I'll ask Mark to pop in on his day to help me out. Chef, I would do, but we've booked in for a, whatever they call it, 4-ball or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's great. I think they're going to Spain or Portugal when we're closed for the refurb.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
That's fantastic.
I may have just dropped a minute with their partners. They're going to play golf. It's on a research trip.
Yeah. It is research. We'll edit all that out, won't we? No problems. You mentioned we were talking about learning earlier, and you said about different cuisines. Is there a cuisine that you would love to go and learn more about?
It's a great question. That's a really good question. I had a craving in my career to just go and spend a couple of weeks in a Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
And I think I was in Australia at the time, because there's a massive Australasia influence, Asian influence on Australian cuisine. They've got everything they need at their fingertips, really, I think, Australia. The climate all over the country for what they want to grow. You know, we're getting crayfish down from Tasmania, which is just off the coast down south. Chinese, I think those, but high-level Chinese cookery. Love the cafe culture in Spain and France. I went to France not too long ago to watch the Villa. I followed the Villa over there to play PSG. What game? And we'll just sit in the afternoon, just sit on the corner of the street in France. Sun was shining, just sat outside a little cafe. And,
people watching.
Yeah, I love that. I love that kind of small plate kind of environment. It's just Yeah. So I don't necessarily think that's a style that I'd like to learn, but definitely something a bit different, like Chinese. Yeah. We had a stunning noodle dish on, which we used to do at Key in Australia. Again, that influence.
Yes.
So we did a noodle and squid, so squid noodle and udon noodle dish, and it went down really well. It was just really hard to eat, and in the fine dining environment, you're slurping noodles, it's hard
No,
work.
it's not going to work, is it?
So we took that one off. It was delicious though. We put fresh crab for it, puff grains, and squid noodles as well. Again, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We kind of, there are techniques and styles of things that I like from that Chinese. We exo sauce.
Yeah.
We, which is a kind of, it's a fermented condiment, I guess you'd call it. The Chinese, like a table condiment, with like dried shellfish, and so we make it a bit differently. So, but yeah, I love those nods to different cuisines, and
Yes.
I'd love to know more, but I think I don't think I'll get a chance now, really, unless it's my own kind of development and I'll trying things out.
I was going to say, I mean, once the refurb's done, I mean, that's going to be the next big push. So, got the star earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Refurb was already planned.
Yeah.
But it's almost like coming back middle of April with the refurb, and it's the real big launch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of being a Michelin star restaurant. I know there's been the tweaks, there's been the nods, the sign's gone up and everything.
Yeah.
But it's almost as though it's the fresh start in spring. This is it type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you think then things will calm down for yourself and you'll have time to go off and do that? Or have any other doors open to you at the moment?
Well, first of all, I'm extremely. The whole thing is very daunting. We open on the 1st of May, and I think I'm more scared now than opening the boat initially.
Really?
Opening the two pigs. Yeah, it's really starting to hit home how difficult this is now to manage.
Is that because of the star or just hospitality in general? Or both?
Well, there's obviously hospitality concerns in a
Yeah.
minute, but the star has just added that extra layer of yeah, because there's an expectation. Now, before we didn't have a star, we were probably over delivering, which I felt was great.
Yes.
Because there's lots of food offerings in the area, and I feel like we were up there, but it wasn't quite a starred restaurant.
Yep.
But now we're a starred restaurant. You have that comparison immediately.
Yes.
Which, yeah, it adds that layer of pressure, 100%. So all goes well, I'll be over the moon, but yeah, I'm very, very scared to get this because it's such a big change and such a lot of money. Someone asked me the other day how much I'm spending. I was like, I'm not going to say.
No.
I don't want to band around numbers because it doesn't mean anything. But it's just
Scary.
yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
Any particular reason why you've chosen May the 1st?
Historically, our Aprils have been quite slow.
Yep.
I don't think they would have been this year because of the accolade. But it was already pre-planned. Staff were notified that that's going to be a forced closure. They're going to they're going to get paid their holiday pay for a couple of weeks out of their full allocation. And 2 weeks end of April, it just fell to reopen on the Friday of the third week. It just fell right. We'll open the Friday, maybe a little family and friends thing on a Thursday evening. And then we open the Friday the 1st. It just happens to be the 1st.
You're going to do anything special because it's Staffordshire Day?
On the 1st?
Yep.
So no, I didn't do it because of that, no. Probably not. I think I'm a bit preoccupied this year for that. But yeah, everyday Staffordshire Day for me.
It is. But yeah, Staffordshire Day was created back in 2015.
Right,
It's
okay.
the 1st of May.
Yeah.
I did wonder whether there was any connection, but just
No.
the way it's happened.
Maybe a little snack of Staffordshire oatcake, I'm not sure yet.
Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
Brilliant. Well, we've come to the end of another episode again.
all right.
So thank you everybody for listening. Catch us next time. I've been Ruth and you've been?
Entertaining. Hopefully.
Thanks, Liam.
Cheers.